Constantly turning people against me for years. I finally one day reached out to ASM and told ASM that they had a mutual that was a pedo and was going around saying the N-word as a non-black person. And then they blew up and made several videos about me being very aggressive. And then, yes, I reacted poorly. That was the one and only time I have ever called someone the C word. Yes, that was distasteful.
You called someone the C word. Okay, yes, okay. And we're saying you're not a misogynist. All right.
So I sat there for years being attacked by all of these people, and I reacted poorly one time. This was years ago, also, mind you. No, yes, I fucked up. I also said that that was a bad thing. I agreed with that. But that was years and years and years of staying silent, staying nice, not saying anything, while this person was involving themselves in my personal life, having personal conversations about me, interacting with practitioners that are doxing me and getting my house raided by police. This person attacked me for years, and I finally responded and said that I called them a whack-ass C word. That's what I said. And I told them to get some sleep because they spent 3 years attacking me back to back before I ever said anything. And yes, that was the one time I ever said that. And I regretted it. And if y'all want to sit there on a live for hours and hours and talk about giving people some grace, that was the only time I had ever said something that was even relatively similar to a slur, outside of saying the word bitch. And that's a whole nother conversation. And I realize I need to censor myself simply for TikTok's sake. But that's why there's no other screenshots of me doing that. The only screenshots of me being aggressive towards women is simply confronting them for the fact that they scammed someone, that they did something harmful, or that they were attacking me or my name. It's all.
Do you see how you continuously attacking, like, disproportionately women on this app looks, and also the fact that you refuse to have a private conversation with me about any of this when I was trying to de-escalate? Like, why would you not reach out to me privately? Like,
because the fact that you dedicated a video to me on Sexual Assault Awareness Month as a victim of trafficking.
Because you're a hypocrite. If that's where you're coming from, okay, coming to you as a survivor. If someone came to me and they said, and you said that you were getting threats of violence because of something that I said about you, I would address that. I would take it down. I would hear you. Like, you're not a good person. Like,
no,
you're not a good person. You're a
hypocrite. Works. That's not how that works. I've had my house raided by people. I've had Nazis show up to my doorstep because of this app, because of being doxxed, because of people taking things seriously. I get those types of threats every single day simply because I make videos in this community. If you're going to get involved and start conspiracies, I also clarified that no, you didn't deserve that. Should that be happening? No. Do I condone that? No, not at all. Do I condone that?
Okay, well, you didn't publicly say that, and you didn't even
talk
to me about it. No, you didn't.
No, you didn't. That. Oh, yes, I did. I publicly did it on stories. I reposted multiple comments. I did lots of that. And not only, but I've stated that for years. Like I said, you're not the first conversation I've had this about. This has been for years. This is something that happens for years. You put yourself in a huge spotlight. You pissed off a lot of practitioners, and I could have fully, wholeheartedly agreed with you. And about charm and all of that.
Can you take any accountability for the fact now that all this stuff about charm is coming out, that you weaponized the situation for your own gain because you didn't like me, not because you're actually an ally? Like, you literally admitted that. You said that the only reason that you even started talking about it is because you didn't like me. Like, what is that? Like,
that's not even true. Did not say that.
You said that in your video. You said it was convenient that I was being accused of racism because you didn't like me, because you thought I made a video dissing you that wasn't even about you.
I never said the word convenient. I said that it didn't surprise me because of the fact that you had basically blown up all over me in a weird video that took me by surprise. That is what I said. I've never once said that it was convenient that someone was racist.
You did. I can pull it up. It's in the video. You said that it was convenient for you that I was being accused of racism because you didn't like me and you thought I was shady.
I did say that you're shady. I can take accountability for the fact that, yes, during that time, I did drag that situation into it because you had pissed me off. People do that. You did that to me about my drug addict mother. You did that to me about
I said in my video that was something that I had heard from multiple women, that because you have unresolved trauma with your mom, you take it out on women on this app. I didn't say that I believe that, or I literally said in the video, I don't know if that's true, but I've heard that from multiple women on this app.
So if you want to talk about accountability and sending people to attack victims and all that, then maybe you shouldn't be spreading rumors or gossip, and maybe you should be spreading factual information with receipts.
Okay, but can you see how I literally said that I heard this information from other people? Like, there's no, I've never said that I had a text or anything. Like,
but then you put that on blast to hundreds of thousands of people, and I woke up on my birthday getting attacked while you're trying to find my dead name and my actual birthday. Which you got wrong, by the way.
I never did that. I never did that. I never did that. Okay. I never did that.
I guess we're doing this. I guess we will bring them up right now because I very much have this screenshot from Snapchat. And I'm sorry, but is this literally not you? 1 second, let me spin it around real quick. But is this literally not you talking about doing justice work and trying to find out my information?
Okay, but can you see how if someone sent me a screenshot literally saying that you essayed a child, why I would do that? Yeah, I did that. I did that because I thought someone sent me a screenshot saying that you had taken advantage. Someone also said that you've literally hired minors to spy on your ops and taken advantage of them. I don't think that's okay. So
don't you think that that would have been a bigger situation that would have been dealt with years ago with the fact that I have so many enemies, including ones that have shown up to my house? And I was going based off of the information that I had that someone else had given me. As someone who doesn't know common sense. Okay, I'm a victim of trafficking who you immediately had my enemies coming towards me. They might be a little bit biased. I've had the cops raid my house multiple times.
What does that have to do with this? This doesn't have anything to do with this. I have information that someone told me from multiple times that you have taken advantage of minors, that you have essayed them. Okay? I was going off of that information. How am I not going to do justice work in that situation?
Like fake information and then putting me on blast as a victim. Do you not understand the fact that if I was literally anyone else on this app, I could have unalived myself simply because of those allegations because I'm a victim?
I could have unalived myself because of the allegations that you made against me in this situation. Like the fact that you weren't willing. No. You made videos about me first. You were talking about me first, and I reached out to you to try and resolve it privately, and you didn't.
I have screenshots that I have shown, that I have posted, that I've gone live about, showing that every single time I've ever interacted with you or in conversation with you, it was literally reacting to something that you had said. That is just simply facts. You can look at all of the dates with any video posted. You can look at the dates from when I re-uploaded the live streams and put those in my content. You can look at, all of that. I literally have shown
all of those. How do we know that's the full thing? Like, that doesn't prove anything.
What do you mean? Those are exactly the conversations, and not only that, but I have hundreds of people vouching for me, confirming that they were in that live.
I have dozens of people saying that you said the things about me that you did on live. So
that's not true. I read your comment section.
It is true though. I had people tell me that
I read your comment section.
The
only thing that people have said about me is that they don't like me, or they heard this, or I am a piece of shit, or I am this.
How are you gonna continue? Okay,
Hold on, I lost internet.
To me and saying, with essay allegations against you, can you see how that looks? And also, you never entertaining a private conversation with me when I was getting threats as a victim. Can you see how that looks? Can you see how that might make me draw certain conclusions about you? And you could say it's gossip or whatever, but if I'm hearing these things from like 30 different people, why would I not believe them?
You're not hearing that I essayed anyone from 30 different people.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying I heard that from at least 4 different people and from dozens of women that you flamed them. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And I don't talk to that person. I don't talk to those 2 people anymore. But
you don't. Because they're using you. They're trying to just get you to start not liking a bunch of people like they do with everyone else. That is literally, we've been doing this for years. The community has done this for years. I have done this for years. I have been on these lives. I have been on the opposite end of these lives. I have woken up to so many threats. It's convenient that these types of allegations come out with no names, no receipt, nothing. My issue is that you uploaded that video. Hundreds of thousands of people saw that and came after me. I have children and families that rely on me and my business. If you want to talk about supporting women and DV victims, I have a family that escaped, flew in from Alaska to get away from a DV victim and is hired under me to seek refuge. If you take away my platform, you're not just taking away my income or my influence.
I could say the same thing too, and you were the one who attacked me publicly in the... You were the one who publicly attacked me, made videos about me, and went live about me multiple times before I posted anything about you. Anything. So you're a fucking hypocrite. You're lying in my face, and I'm not doing this anymore.
Okay. Once again, I think she just told on herself, y'all. I thought she wanted to come on here and have a conversation, but the entire time she's sitting there flailing her fucking hands and all of that and sitting there being like, wah, wah, wah. She could not bring up a single date. She could not bring up a single piece of receipt. She could not bring up any of that. She couldn't even defend anything. Literally could not defend a single thing at all. Like, she didn't prove not one thing. Not one thing. She couldn't say anything that held. I'm really confused on what the point of that was. Honestly, she was sitting there being like, can we have a civil conversation? Can we have this? Yeah. Sorry, y'all, did I raise my voice to her once? Did I say anything shitty? Did I attack her one time in this conversation? Because I'm sure she's going to say that. Did I demean her, degrade her? Did I do any of that? Did I do anything in this conversation right now, y'all? Almost 2,000 fucking people are watching this.
I am being deliberately smeared in an effort to discredit me for speaking out about violence against women and misogyny in the spiritual community. Several days ago, I was baited into a live that was aimed specifically at assassinating my character in an effort, again, to discredit me for speaking out about exploitation, blackmail, and misogyny that I experienced at the hands of a man in this community. The reason that I even joined the live in the first place is because the person who is hosting it has supported the person that I recently spoke out against before, attacked me in defense of them, etc., etc., and I was invited under the guise of peacemaking. I thought that this person wanted to invite me on live to apologize to me for past treatment because of everything that has come out about this person that they have repeatedly defended and attacked me in defense of. And frankly, I should have known better and just not gone on live given this person's history and the fact that they do this to a lot of people, but I was hopeful that peacemaking was a possibility. As you can imagine, I was completely caught off guard and very angered by the fact that this was not in fact the intention of the live at all, but rather a calculated attempt to smear my character and make me look unreliable for speaking out about abuse, misogyny, blackmail, and exploitation perpetuated by men in the spiritual community. Before I address some of the specifics of the live, I just want to have you kind of imagine the type of person that would be threatened by someone speaking out about misogyny and abuse within the spiritual community. I want you to think about the type of person who might be scared or threatened by someone doing that, and why it might be in that person's best interest to discredit that person, to slander them, to make them look unreliable after coming forward with those claims. This is something that happens time and time again when women in spaces come forward about abuse. Men who do the same type of shit are very quick to come and be like, this person's lying, this person did this, that, and the other, in order to discredit them, to cover up their own ass. Because when a woman speaks out so openly and fearlessly about abuse, they know deep down that it's only a matter of time until they're next. Let's address some of the specifics in the live. The biggest thing that I've seen is that I deliberately reached out to this person's abuser to get information on them, which is absolutely and 100% untrue. I would never do that. Several months ago, when I made a video speaking about a repeated pattern of misogynistic behavior from this person, an anonymous source came to me on behalf of someone who claimed to be a victim that suffered sexual abuse at the hands of Loki. And they also offered me their government name. I never asked for any of those things. I know that Loki is trans. I never asked for their dead name. I never asked for their government name, and I never reached out to their abuser. Those things were offered to me by an anonymous source through Snapchat, which is why I don't have screenshots of them. But I would never deliberately reach out to someone's abuser, even someone that I hated or didn't like. I would never do that. That's not the kind of person that I am. I would never do that. Also, I don't even know how I would find someone's abuser in the first place. Like, how would I just know that information? I want you to understand too, a lot of people are saying, well, why did you believe them? Why do you believe everything that everyone tells you? I'm sorry, but I am the type of person who believes victims when they come forward. That is just the kind of person that I am, and I had no reason at the time to believe that that person wasn't telling the truth. Did I cast a justice working after that information was given to me? Yes, I did. Yes, I fucking did. I will never deny that. If someone comes forward to me and tells me that they are a victim of sexual abuse, I am going to do a justice working in that situation. The nature of the justice work that I do is to restore equilibrium to a situation, and so if for whatever reason those things that that person said weren't true, it wouldn't have an effect and it wouldn't work. No harm, no foul either way. Like, if there's no equilibrium to restore to a situation, it won't be restored. That situation specifically, and a lot of other stuff that was said in the live, was deliberately twisted in a specific way to make me look unreliable, to make me look like the problem in the situation. Okay, and like, those are Darvo tactics. Those are narcissistic abuse tactics. A lot of people were also tone policing me and criticizing me for getting visibly upset in the live. But of course, if someone is coming forward and saying all of these horrible things about you, accusing you of all these horrible things, you're gonna get upset. And that's what narcissists do. That's what abusers do. They stay very, very calm and accuse you of crazy, crazy things. And then when you get upset about it, it makes you look crazy. And please, again, like, I want to draw attention to why this person is even doing this in the first place. Like, why would they feel threatened by me speaking out about blackmail, about violence, about things that are going on behind the scenes? Why would they even feel the need to discredit me and embarrass me and bait me into a live like that? This is not new. This is what people do every time someone comes, especially a woman, comes forward about abuse, comes forward about neglect, is they actively, if they're doing the same sorts of things and they don't want them to be exposed, they're gonna actively try to discredit that person, to make them look crazy, to smear them. I'd also like to say that I've been in a very vulnerable place for the last couple days to be baited into a live like that. I've been very upset. I've been very traumatized. I've been very triggered and discombobulated by this entire situation that I even was speaking about in the first place. So I was in a very vulnerable place to be baited into a live like that. Please understand why people are doing these things. Please understand why people are saying these things. The next time that you see something that is deliberately to smear me, my character, police my tone, accuse me of abuse or things of that nature, understand the motives of the source. Think about why someone might want you to think that about me. Please, the next time that you see a video talking about this, or this person slandering my character, or other people slandering my character because of things that this person said, please understand the motives of this source. It benefits this person for you to think that I'm crazy and unreliable and a bad person, because that discredits the things that I came out about that also make them look bad. And again, I know a lot of you don't like me right now. I know the way that things are being painted makes me seem unreliable or crazy, but please use your discernment and understand why things are being painted that way. Please use your discernment. Please see the bigger picture. Please think about why it benefits this person saying these things about me or perpetuating these narratives about me. Because genuinely, it does. They've done a lot of the same shit that Charm is getting flamed for because of what I said. Like, it does. Like, please think about it. Understand why this narrative is being perpetuated by this person and why it benefits them for you not to believe me or think that I'm crazy.
We are supposed to be, as witch talk influencers, whether or not we like that label, that's what we are. We influence people. That's why there's people in this live watching it. We have to always be factual. Always. And even if we have a hunch that someone is doing something and we don't know whether or not they're doing it, we didn't see it, like, I'm very much on the side of believing survivors and all of that, but there's a lot of very dangerous people on here that are spreading a lot of different misinterpretations on purpose to pin people against each other. And that's why I've learned.
Okay, but I reached out to you as a survivor and said that things that you were saying about me were resulting in me getting threats and severely impacting my health, and you ignored that and you didn't fucking care and you weren't even willing to talk to me.
Yes, that is because I have done these lives, these conversations, these situations for years. You also have to think about the fact that before any of this happened, or I had any nuance that you were talking about me, or me versus you, or whatever, you had unfollowed me and followed me so many times, and it was pointed out to me a lot, because I have employees that are constantly monitoring my stuff, and that was already sketchy. And if you had made that statement about the spell work about Ivan in particular, that's perfectly fine. I can correct myself on that and apologize. My issue, though, is that I have screenshots of you in private conversations talking about me in those particular ways.
Yeah, okay, show them. Yeah, you used that as evidence when you made 4 separate videos slandering me, in which you said, let's talk about facts. Okay, several infactual things about me. You said that I've only been practicing for a year. I literally was raised by witches. I've been practicing my entire life, longer than you, 22 years. Okay, how is anyone supposed to believe anything that you're saying? And if you look at that screenshot that you keep using as evidence in this situation, okay, it literally backs up everything that I said, that I reached out to you and told you that I was getting threats, and you ignored it and didn't care. And it's obvious by you sharing it that you saw it. Like,
yes, because I did see it, and I did ignore it, because that is something that has constantly happened in this community. You have to understand. From my perspective, I did not talk about you first. I had conversations where people, your own mutuals, were coming to me, telling me that my name was in your mouth. Then you're indecisively following me, unfollowing me, all of this sketchy behavior. I got annoyed. I snapped back and basically said that you were annoying me. I understand that I did not care about your mental well-being and stuff like that, because that is what almost every single practitioner that has ever had any interaction with any other practitioners always done, is start a problem and then all of a sudden make me, who's mad and bothered by the situation, care about your mental health. At this point, I'm supposed to prioritize mine and my platform and my reputation over someone's mental health. You have to understand, the video that you made about me, every time I've ever made a video or ever talked about you on a live, it was only in defense to something that you had previously said before. I'd only ever made responses to you.
If I'm being harassed by your followers because of something that you post, you literally said that that's just the internet and you didn't care that I was getting harassed by your followers. Like, what does that say about you? Like, if the situation were reversed and I said something about you that was resulting in you getting threats, I would absolutely condemn that behavior, but you didn't. And your entire platform is supposed to be about supporting survivors. How is that supporting survivors if you're actively being complicit in them receiving threats?
Actually, I recall on every single live I ever brought up your name telling people to leave you alone, because I was also telling people to leave me alone. And in fact, the majority of any of these conversations, I told people that this was not worth it and that I didn't even want to be in a situation like this. And I told people, and I've constantly, whether it was talking about you just a couple days ago, I wasn't talking about anyone, and I told people to never defend me, whether it's a follower, whether it's a friend, because I'm more than capable for standing up for myself, and I'm not going to get a bunch of other people to go fight my battles for me. I am constantly telling my own community, my own audience, to practice discernment and to not even trust me or any other practitioner on here, or to defend or blindly attack another practitioner, because it's not their battle in the first place. And if I wanted to say the things that I wanted to say, I would go say them to you. And that is something that I've been very consistent about since the very first time I talked about you or anyone else. I've never.
Can we talk about the fact, because you keep saying when the charm stuff was going on, which was literally to bully me, that I've already talked about, that I've already cleared up, okay? You literally said in a video that you made about me that it was convenient for you that I was getting smeared because you thought I made a diss about you that wasn't actually about you. Like, which is something that I've heard historically from other women in this community, that you think they make these little side disses about you, and then you publicly accuse them of racism. Like, is that not a problematic pattern? Does that not indicate that you might have some hatred in your heart towards women? Or you potentially think that, like, why are you internalizing all of these things that don't actually have anything to do with you and thinking they're about you?
So I would love to talk about that conversation as well. I think that is a separate conversation than between.
I don't think so. I think it's relevant. Let's talk about it.
I mean, we can have that conversation. I think that we need to talk about what's going on between us before we can talk about that topic as a whole. We need to lock in between each other so that we can actually talk about that, because that's a very widespread conversation and that involves a lot of names, a lot of people, and a lot of years. The one thing I just want to clear up real quick is that the only reason that I went as big as I did was because of the video you made about me. The video that you made about me, the last one in April, and the way that you did that. If you want to talk about mental health and all of that, and you want people to care about your mental health or be concerned about that or take that into matters, then maybe you shouldn't dedicate a video to me on Sexual Assault Awareness Month because it's Sexual Assault Awareness Month. If you want to talk about things being triggering.
Okay, well, it makes you a hypocrite. Like, the fact that you have that background, you have the same trauma that I do, and you weaponize that against me, that makes you a hypocrite. Your entire platform is built around supporting survivors, and yet you don't actually do it when push comes to shove, and that's fucked up, and I called you out on that, and I stand by it. That's why my video about it is still up.
Like, I never mentioned your trauma not one time. That's why the first question I ever asked you was, did you hear something or did you see something? Because I never once mentioned your past, your trauma, and in fact, you're the one that brought up my past and my trauma and my abusers. Not one time, ever, did I mention your past. I mentioned, the only thing I mentioned about your mental health, your trauma, or anything like that is that you seem to be, in that time, very emotional and reactive towards me, and it felt like there was just a deeper issue than just the situation going on.
Your actions, me reaching out to you and telling you that I was getting threats of sexual violence from your followers, and you saying, I don't care, that's the internet, that is you not giving a fuck about actual survivors. I'm sorry, but it is. Like, forget what was said about in the live.
Do you not think that I didn't get that reaction from your followers? Do you not think we all get that? We all get those reactions. The moment I have a problem, do you know, I even defended you after all this, and I defended Charm, and I defended Ruby after all of this because people used it as a scapegoat to be misogynistic, used it as a scapegoat to be racist, and all that. And I've corrected my own audience. If someone, and I've said this time and time again, if someone is utilizing the fact that they follow me to go attack someone, that says something about them. I cannot control my audience, and I've time and time again told my audience not to do things like that. It does not represent me. I do not support that. I do not condone that.
You even said in the video that you made about me that you didn't care and that was just the internet. Like, you don't actively, like, dismiss, you don't actively discondone threats of violence. Like, that's a problem.
Because you dragged me for months on months on months, and I finally, like I said, the only time
I made one video about you. One.
I only made one in response to you before.
Before.
That was after. That was after. You made one video and deleted it. I kept that video. My video response stayed up. Then you made another video about me like 6 months later. And then I responded.
Actually, that original video wasn't about you. That was about Ivan. Also, like, why are you not using your critical thinking skills? In that video, I said that it's crazy that witches can charge tens of thousands of dollars for spells. That's crazy. You don't fall into that category. Why did you think that was about you?
No, you confirmed on lives. You confirmed on comment sections.
No, I didn't. There were no comments in that video mentioning you, Loki.
Okay, what about the Snapchat group chat that you're in, where you're talking about throwing work on me? Let's talk about the justice work that you put on me.
Someone. Okay, I can address that.
Where you're asking for my actual name.
I wanted to talk to you. Someone came to me.
You wanted to ask for my dead name.
Someone came to me and told me that you had essayed a child. Okay, and I, based on that information, I was thinking about throwing something because I thought, obviously, I don't condone that sort of behavior. This is part of the reason why I wanted to talk to you in private. I don't understand why we couldn't have this conversation in private because I wanted to clear that up and be like, what is actually going on here? What is actually going on here? Like, that's part of the other reason why I feel so heated about this is because people are coming to me and telling me that you're a predator, that you've done things. Like, and obviously, like, as someone who is a survivor themselves, like, I have to take that seriously. Like, especially because you're such a powerful creator in this community, okay? Like, that's why I want to talk to you about this in private. I don't understand why we're not having this conversation in private.
Well, I feel as a practitioner, you should have been able to use your discernment to know that maybe the victim of trafficking is.
How do I know that when you continuously attack women on this app all the time? And what, like, how does that make any sense? Like,
because my entire platform and name is built off of protecting survivors under name.
This is just things that I'm assuming. Someone sent me screenshots of someone claiming to be your family member coming forward saying that you essayed them. Okay,
Yeah,
like, I have to take that seriously.
That person was also involved in trafficking me and got pregnant by a 14-year-old boy. That's why, once again, and I've been public about that person because that person has nothing on me, not a single screenshot, not a single picture, not a single person has spoken against me and actually made that claim. That is a pedophile trying to steer a poisonous, toxic thing on my name, and because y'all go so quick, y'all will be so quick to dislike me or someone else that you'll immediately believe the people who do not like me. Do you know how many times you or me or anyone else on here has been lied about significantly? And I feel like if that
was the issue, I've tried so many times when the original Charm situation came out and this one to talk to you behind closed doors, and you won't do it. That's why all these miscommunications keep happening, and any of this is happening in the first place. If you would just be willing to have an actual conversation with me, like, none of this would be happening at all, frankly.
Right.
Can you take accountability for that?
Kind of, because at the end of the day, when someone comes to me and starts an entire, not relationship, but connection of knowing each other by talking on me, attacking me, like I said, you've been in group chats talking about me and talking about how I'm weird and how you don't trust me and that's why you unfollow me and all of those things before the stuff about Ivan's prices, before any of that. You have been on my name, on my lives before. That was weird behavior.
Because I've heard continuously from dozens of women in this community that you're sketchy and that you attack them. Like, that to me communicates that you're a misogynist. Like, I see how you talk about women on your page and I don't think it's okay, frankly. Like, how can I not come to that conclusion on my own?
Because the fact that, one, you are once again talking to a bunch of people that simply don't like me. You say something that you don't like about me, they're going to come to you. I have people knocking on everyone's doors. Also, it's kind of hard to answer that question when we're in the middle of our direct conversation about our connection. Because I would love to address all of that, as I have many, many, many times, and I have a video on every single person I've ever done that about, which has receipts with every single one, something that none of those practitioners have ever been able to provide, except for the times that I've been reactive and
defensive. But can you see, okay, but it's not like, it's not something that's, oh, people are just claiming. Like, you continuously make videos solely about women on this app and accuse them of racism because you're insecure. Like, why do you do that? Like, talk about, like, why? Like, how would I not come to that conclusion? Why would I want to talk to you if you are that way? Like,
probably because the last time I got into any problems on the internet was 2024, before we had any kind of negative interaction, and then you were the only other person that I had a negative interaction with. Also, the majority of the practitioners I've ever had any problems with have been men. A very extreme.
Well, it's funny that you don't seem to flame them on your page as much as you do the women.
No, I did. I've spent years doing that. The most recent ones must have been women, but once again, I have spent years doing this. Years. I have called people out for years. And once again, I have never thrown on any of them. I have never sent any of my audience towards them. I have simply posted receipts. I have never threatened to harm any of these people. I've never threatened once to attack anyone, actually, ever. And there will not be a single receipt that comes up where I've threatened to attack anyone. Because I haven't.
But you speak on people, you publicly accuse them of racism in situations where you literally weaponize the fact that a sleepless mind is an indigenous person, completely dismissed her multiracial identity, like, and talk shit about her and slammed her when she's literally an indigenous person. Like, how is that not fucking misogynistic? Like,
so let's bring up the fact that ASM, first of all, is a name that gives me a headache because I talked about ASM one time ever. And that was after spending 3 years being silent because ASM was trying to disprove my trauma, disprove my practice, and constantly turning people against me for years. I finally one day reached out to ASM and told ASM that they had a mutual that was a pedo and was going around saying the N-word as a non-black person. And then they blew up and made several videos about me being very aggressive. And then, yes, I reacted poorly. That was the one and only time I've ever called someone the C word. Yes, that was distasteful.
I called someone the C word. Okay, yes, okay. And we're saying you're a misogynist. All right.
So I sat there for years being attacked by all of these people, and I reacted poorly one time. This was years ago. ago, also, mind you, no, yes, I fucked up. I also said that that was a bad thing. I agreed with that. But that was years and years and years of staying silent, staying nice, not saying anything, while this person was involving themselves in my personal life, having personal conversations about me, interacting with practitioners that are doxing me and getting my house raided by police. This person attacked me for years, and I finally responded and said that I called them a whack-ass C-word. That's what I said. And I told them to get some sleep, because they spent 3 years attacking me back to back before I ever said anything. And yes, that was the one time I ever said that. And I regretted it. And if y'all want to sit there on a live for hours and hours and talk about giving people some grace, that was the only time I'd ever said something that was even relatively similar to a slur, outside of saying the word bitch. And that's a whole nother conversation. And I realize I need to censor myself simply for TikTok's sake. But that's why there's no other screenshots of me doing that. The only other screenshots of me being aggressive towards women is simply confronting them for the fact that they scammed someone, that they did something harmful, or that they were attacking me or my name. It's all.
Do you see how you continuously attacking like disproportionately women on this app looks, and also the fact that you refused to have a private conversation with me about any of this when I was trying to de-escalate? Like, why would you not reach out to me privately? Like,
because of the fact that you dedicated a video to me on Sexual Assault Awareness Month as a victim of trafficking.
Because you're a hypocrite. If that's where you're coming from, okay, coming to you as a survivor. If someone came to me and you said that you were getting threats of violence because of something that I said about you, I would address that. I would take it down. I would hear you. Like, you're not a good person. Like,
no,
you're
that's
not a good person.
not how that works. That's not how that works. I've had my house raided by people. I've had Nazis show up to my doorstep because of this app, because of being doxxed, because of people taking things seriously. I get those types of threats every single day simply because I make videos in this community. If you're going to get involved and start conspiracies, I also clarified that no, you didn't deserve that. Should that be happening? No. Do I condone that? No, not at all. Do I condone that?
You didn't publicly say that, and you didn't even talk to me about it. No, you didn't.
I publicly said that. Oh, yes, I did. I publicly stated it on stories. I reposted multiple comments. I did lots of that. And not only, but I stated that for years. Like I said, you're not the first conversation I've had this about. This has been for years. This is something that happens for years. You put yourself in a huge spotlight. You pissed off a lot of practitioners, and I could have fully, wholeheartedly agreed with you. And about charm and all of that.
Can you take any accountability for the fact now that all this stuff about charm is coming out, that you weaponized the situation for your own gain because you didn't like me, not because you're actually an ally? Like, you literally admitted that. You said that the only reason that you even started talking about it is because you didn't like me. Like, what is that? Like,
that's not even true. Did not say that.
You said that in your video.
Only
Yeah,
thing
you said it was convenient that I was being accused of racism because you didn't like me, because you thought I made a video dissing you that wasn't even about you.
I never said the word convenient. I said that it didn't surprise me because of the fact that you had basically blown up all over me in a weird video that took me by surprise. That is what I said. I've never once said that it was convenient that someone was racist.
You did. I can pull it up. It's in the video. You said that it was convenient for you that I was being accused of racism because you didn't like me and you thought I was shady.
I did say that you're shady. I can take accountability for the fact that, yes, during that time, I did drag that situation into it because you would piss me off. People do that. You did that to me about my drug addict mother. You did that to me about
I said in my video that was something that I had heard from multiple women, that because you have unresolved trauma with your mom, you take it out on women on this app. I didn't say that I believe that, and I literally said in the video, I don't know if that's true, but I've heard that from multiple women on this app.
So if you want to talk about accountability and sending people to attack victims and all that, then maybe you shouldn't be spreading rumors or gossip, and maybe you should be spreading factual information with receipts.
Okay, but can you see how I literally said that I heard this information from other people? Like, there's no, I've never said I had a text or anything. Like,
but then you put that on blast to hundreds of thousands of people, and I woke up on my birthday getting attacked while you're trying to find my dead name and my actual birthday, which you got wrong, by the way.
I never did that. I never did that. I never did that.
Okay.
I never did that.
I guess we're doing this. I guess we will bring them up right now because I very much have this screenshot from Snapchat, and I'm sorry, but is this literally not you? One second, let me spin it around real quick. But is this literally not you talking about doing justice work and trying to find out my information?
Okay, but can you see how if someone sent me a screenshot literally saying that you essayed a child, why I would do that? Yeah, I did that. I did that because I thought someone sent me a screenshot saying that you would take advantage. Someone also said that you literally hired minors to spy on your ops and taken advantage of them. I don't think that's okay. So
don't you think that would have been a bigger situation that would have been dealt with years ago with the fact that I have so many enemies, including ones that have shown up to my house? And if my
okay, I was going based off of the information that I had that someone else had given me. As someone who doesn't know
common sense. Okay, I'm a victim of trafficking who you immediately had my enemies coming towards me. They might be a little bit biased. I had the cops raid my house multiple times.
What does it have to do with this? This doesn't have anything to do with this. I have information that someone told me from multiple men that you have taken advantage of minors, that you have essayed them. Okay, I was going off of that information. How am I not going to do justice work in that situation?
Off of fake information and then putting me on blast as a victim. Do you not understand the fact that if I was literally anyone else on this app, I could have unalived myself simply because of those allegations because I'm a victim?
I could have unalived myself because of the allegations that you made against me in this situation. Like the fact that you weren't willing. No, you made videos about me first. You were talking about me first, and I reached out to you to try and resolve it privately, and you did it.
I have screenshots that I've shown, that I've posted, that I've gone live about, showing that every single time I've ever interacted with you or a conversation with you, it was literally reacting to something that you had said. That is just simply facts. You can look at all of the dates with any video posted. You can look at the dates from when I re-uploaded the live streams and put those in my content. You can look at, all of that. I literally have
shown all those. How do we know that's the full thing? Like, that doesn't prove anything.
What do you mean? Those are exactly the conversations, and not only that, but I have hundreds of people vouching for me, confirming that they were in that live.
I have dozens of people saying that you said the things about me that you did on live. So
not true. I read your comment section.
It is true though. I have people
tell me that.
I
read your comment section. The only thing that people said about me is that they don't like me, or they heard this, or I am a piece of shit, or I am this.
How are you gonna continue? Okay,
Hold on, I lost internet.
Coming to me and saying, with essay allegations against you, can you see how that looks? And also, you never entertained a private conversation with me when I was getting threats as a victim. Can you see how that looks? Can you see how that might make me draw certain conclusions about you? And you could say it's gossip or whatever, but if I'm hearing these things from like 30 different people, why would I not believe them?
You're not hearing that I essayed anyone from 30 different people.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying I heard that from at least 4 different people and from dozens of women that you flamed them. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And I don't talk to that person. I don't talk to those 2 people anymore. But
you don't. Because they're using you. They're trying to just get you to start not liking a bunch of people like they do with everyone else. That is literally, we've been doing this for years. The community has done this for years. I have done this for years. I've been on these lives. I've been on the opposite end of these lives. I've woken up to so many threats. It's convenient that these types of allegations come out with no names, no receipt, nothing. My issue is that you uploaded that video. Hundreds of thousands of people saw that and came after me. I have children and families that rely on me and my business. If you want to talk about supporting women and DV victims, I have a family that escaped, flew in from Alaska to get away from a DV victim and is hired under me to seek refuge. If you take away my platform, you're not just taking away my income or my influence.
I could say the same thing too, and you were the one who attacked me publicly in the... You were the one who publicly attacked me, made videos about me, and went live about me multiple times before I posted anything about you. Anything. So you're a fucking hypocrite. You're lying in my face, and I'm not doing this anymore.
Okay. Once again, I think she just told on herself, y'all. I thought she wanted to come on here and have a conversation, but the entire time she's sitting there flailing her fucking hands and all of that and sitting there being like, wait. She could not bring up a single date. She could not bring up a single piece of receipt. She could not bring up any of that. She couldn't even defend anything. Literally could not defend a single thing at all. Like, she didn't prove not one thing. Not one thing. She couldn't say anything that held. I'm really confused on what the point of that was. Honestly, she was sitting there being like, can we have a civil conversation? Can we have this? Yeah. Sorry, y'all, did I raise my voice to her once? Did I say anything shitty? Did I attack her one time in this conversation? So I'm sure she's gonna say that. Did I demean her? Say I faked it. Okay. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me read it first and then I'll show you guys. So then y'all can like also screenshot it and stuff like that, but I can't read it when I do that. Sophie says, thank you. The person says, I believe he turned 23. Sophie is Sag Moon. Thank you especially for sharing his real name with me, and his birthday is April 11th, April 12th. I'm gonna do some justice work behind closed doors to remedy this. Please keep this between us. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you guys that so you can make your own judgments. Right there. Hold on, let me try focus it. Screenshot, y'all, screenshot. Do your thing. Okay? Okay, so I'm not lying about that. The moment I confront you for doing shady work on me without any proof for the things that you don't like me for, you immediately leave. I was about to have the conversation about all the women I supposedly attacked, but the moment I confronted you on one of them, you still chose to, side with the perpetrator and the person that attacked me for 3 years. But yes, let's condemn me for a word I said years ago after retaliating, after being attacked for 3 years and staying silent on it. Yeah, let's bury me alive for that. Yeah, no, it's weird, and it's justice work. Okay. I think that justice work just put you on spotlight in front of almost 2,000 people where you were caught lying. That was really weird to me. That was really weird. I thought that we were going to have an adult civil conversation. And then when she realized that I wasn't just going to like, and I wasn't even being disrespectful. That was weird. Maybe this is why I didn't have a conversation with you. And then I get harassed for months to have a conversation with you, by other creators, by your audience, by my audience, all that. I finally get to have that conversation that you begged me for, and why can't you have this? Why can't you have the civil conversation? Okay, let's have the civil conversation, and you do that. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that this was what y'all considered a civil conversation, but this is exactly why I'm not a part of this community. This is why I left for...
I've been kind of sitting back and watching everything that has been going on in the witch talk community over the last couple days, and I felt kind of really torn whether or not to talk about it even in the first place. I've been trying really hard in the last little bit to show up for you guys in a way that is grounded, well-spoken, well-centered, and chill, basically. I've been trying to chill out and mind my own fucking business as of late. But what happened a couple days ago, with Charm, I think just needs to be talked about. Essentially, a woman academically disagreed with Charm and stitched his video about Alex Reed's tarot leaving the witch talk community. And she, in this video, academically disagreed with him and his take. And honestly, like, I'm not here to talk about Charm's original take. I feel like where the main issue lies was his reaction to a woman academically disagreeing with him. After Ruby Magdalene made a video academically disagreeing with Charm about his take, he decided to go on live and call her a bitch, a hoe, anorexic as an insult, and told her to jump off of a bridge multiple times. And then later in another live, when he was asked if he meant that, he said yes, that he did mean it. He also said in his original live, where he said all of these other things, that he threatened to shove a hook up her ass. And I'm sorry, but that is a death and a rape threat. If you don't believe me and you want receipts, my latest repost is literally that entire clip from his live. I reposted it. There are multiple videos of it circulating, and I reposted one. Say what you will about Charm, but I think it's undeniable that he is an influential person and a big voice in this community. And it is frankly disappointing to see someone whose word holds so much weight say such, honestly, just like atrocious things about a woman, when women largely make up a majority of this community. And again, for simply academically disagreeing with him, by the way, like not threatening him in any way, shape, or form personally, just disagreeing with an academic take that he had. People with big voices set the tone and the standard for a community, and I'm sorry, but I think that we should be able to debate theology, religion, and spirituality without threatening violence upon each other. It should not be a casual insult to call someone derogatory slurs and tell them to off themselves in any space or in any community, but especially in this one, where there are so many women and SA survivors and queer people and like people who struggle with really serious mental health issues. Like, it's not appropriate in any setting, but especially not in this one. And especially not coming from someone who is supposed to be a leader in this space, who has said multiple times that they dominate the space, that they are the leader of this space, has literally called themselves the president of Witch Talk at various points in time. And I know Charm posted a half-hearted, wishy-washy apology that skirted around the actual crux of the issue. But if your immediate reaction when a woman pisses you off is to call her slurs and tell her to unalive herself and, like, threaten her, you got some shit to work through. You got some shit to work through that is not going to be solved in one crappy apology video. And just because you're a gay man, just because you're a black man, does not mean that you are not a man. You are still a man who said extremely derogatory and threatening things to a woman and told her to off herself in a very public way, on a very public platform, for simply confidently disagreeing with you academically. And just because you are a POC and I am not, does not mean that I don't have a right to share my opinion and my critiques on this situation, because I am a woman and I am an SA survivor who is a part of this community who looked up to you and respected you. And at the end of the day, you are still a man who actively benefits from the patriarchy and the military-industrial complex. And Charm, I know you're gonna see this. I know someone is gonna send it to you, and I don't care. I would say all of this stuff to your face. I would. And if you want to get on a live and call me a racist or a hoe or a bitch or tell me to off myself, go ahead and do it. I, and no one else, should be scared to speak up against things that actively perpetuate violence against women and make this community feel unsafe. No one should be scared about that. And if me speaking up against that makes me a racist or a bitch or a hoe or someone who should off themselves, then so fucking be. I am being blackmailed by a man for speaking out about violence against women. I want you to know before I talk about any of this that I have absolutely nothing to gain from making this video. I am going to donate any money that comes from the views of this video to a domestic violence shelter, and I understand what I'm about to tell you will make some of you unfollow me or not like me anymore or think certain things about me, and that is okay. I have made my peace with that. Several days ago, I made a video condemning Charm for telling a woman to unalive herself out alive, calling her a bitch and a hoe, and threatening to shove a hook up her ass. And I talked about why those things were harmful and not okay to say, and perpetuated violence against women. After I made that video, Charm coerced a mutual friend of ours to give him my personal phone number and rope me into a three-way call with him and this friend. It was expressed that this phone call was something that was necessary to occur in order for Charm not to make a video about me slandering me. I was beyond anxious and terrified, frankly, but I felt like I had to get on that call, otherwise something bad was gonna happen to me. In the first half of the phone call, when me, Charm, and this mutual friend were on the call, Charm was basically telling me that I had to take my video down or he was gonna make a video about me, and I said, no, I can't do that. I said what I said, what you said was fucked up, and it needed to be talked about and addressed. And we kind of weren't getting anywhere and talked in circles for hours. Finally, after our mutual friend got off the call, Charm finally said, like, what do I have to do to make this all go away? People hate me. People are accusing me of being a misogynist. What do I have to say to survivors and women in order to appease them? As a counteroffer, in exchange for not making a video slandering me, I offered to help him write a second, better apology video addressing the issues on what survivors and women actually wanted to hear from him from the situation. Because I'm stupid, and I was scared, and I was just trying to figure out a way to not end up in a situation where I felt unsafe. I also truly felt like at the time that I was doing a good thing, and I know that what Charm said has impacted a lot of women and a lot of survivors in this community, and I wanted to help the community feel safer. And so I said some things. He took out a notepad and started writing down everything that I was saying. Everything that I was, like, word for word. I think this is a good time, too, to point out that Charm's original apology video wasn't even written by him. It was written by our mutual friend that was on the phone. She's the one who even convinced him to write an apology video and post one in the first place, because he wasn't originally going to do it because he didn't feel like he did anything wrong. It was only after she talked to him and basically told him what to say that he even made one. It was also said that in order for him not to make a video about me, that once he posted this apology video, the second one that I wrote, basically, that I would have to publicly comment on the video, repost it, and refollow him, and basically support it. Things that I said that he didn't mean. He also said that I couldn't go on live and talk about the situation anymore or make another video about what he said on live. And that he would only not make another video about me if I publicly supported an apology that I wrote, basically, refollowed him, showed public support for him, and didn't talk about this on live or make another video about it. He also asked me as a condition to delete any comments on my original video about what he said in the live about him being in the military. And I did all this because A, I was scared about what Charm was going to say about me, and B, because, again, I know how what he said impacted the community, and I wanted to help people feel safer and get some sort of closure, which is why I did what I did. But I am sick of being threatened and blackmailed and made to feel unsafe about speaking up about something that affects my entire community. And so I'm going to tell you about the very thing that Charm keeps using to threaten me into silence, because I just don't care anymore. Last summer, when I first got on this platform, I posted a video that was very similar to one that Charm made that gained more traction than he did. It was a similar premise. It was not word for word a copy, but we made two jokes that were the same in the video. And after I posted it, it got more traction than his original video did. And so he made a video calling me out for stealing his content, basically, and accused me of stealing from a POC and profiting off of it. Mind you, I'd literally just started my account. I was not a part of the creator rewards program, and I probably got maybe 300 followers from that initial video. But I understood how it looked and the damage that that might cause to the community. And so I reached out to Charm and I was like, hey, like, this wasn't my intention. What can I do to make this right? Do you want me to delete the video? Do you want me to tag you in the comments? Do you want me to make a separate video addressing the situation? And he said, all good. No worries, like, I see now that that wasn't your intention, let me take my video down, like, don't worry about this, and I'm gonna follow you. Several months later, Charm and I were on a live together, and he said in this live that basically the only reason why my platform is successful and my video did better than his and stuff is because I'm white and attractive. And I can acknowledge, okay, that being white does give me a upper hand in this space and potentially made my video perform better. But I felt very hurt by the comment that the only reason that my platform is successful and people like me is because I'm attractive, as someone whose attractiveness has been weaponized against them to justify SA and diminish a lot of my accomplishments. I'm a survivor, and I've been told throughout my entire life that I should just expect to get assaulted because I'm pretty. So that comment really hit a nerve, and out of a place of sort of unstable emotions and trauma, I made a video saying that I thought that that comment was misogynistic and watered me down. Only then did Charm go on to make another video about the videos we made that were similar and publicly accusing me of racism and stealing and profiting off of a POC. Mind you, while this was all going on, I was a very small creator. I had maybe 10,000 followers, and Charm had like 500,000. And after he made that video about me, I got tons of death and assault threats, and I was not doing well mentally, which I expressed to Charm. I commented on that video, I reached out to him multiple times, and he responded by inviting me to a live in which he called me ableist slurs, bitch, hoe, a liar, made faces at me when I wasn't reacting properly, which I'm autistic, by the way. After this live where I was publicly humiliated, which also resulted in me getting a lot more threats, I reposted a testimony from one of Charm's old clients that he scammed them, that they ordered a spell and when they asked for an update, they were blocked. And only then did Charm entertain the idea of a private conversation behind closed doors. In that phone call with Charm, I basically was like, I'm so sorry I made a video talking about your comments and like the things that you are saying about me are resulting in me getting threats and stuff, like I'm a survivor, this is so triggering, like I'm not doing well mentally, like I can't eat, I can't sleep, like can we please like figure this out? And his initial response was, no, screw you. And the only thing that made him take my video down was because he asked me to take down the reposts of me reposting like someone saying that they got scammed by him. And when I said I wouldn't do that unless he took his video down, only then did he agree to take it down. I've learned a lot from that particular situation, and I definitely think that I personally could have handled things better, but that is what is being used to essentially literally blackmail me into not talking about the comments that he made perpetuating violence against women, which he made towards me, by the way, when that was all going on. This is a pattern. He's not sorry. He doesn't care about the well-being of victims. He doesn't care that what he says hurts women. He's only mad that he's getting backlash and is literally willing to exploit actual women and survivors to help him cover all of his shit up. And again, I wasn't even gonna talk about this because I was scared to get backlash, but Maxton, whose videos you should watch, by the way, I understand that I'm a white woman, and I understand that a lot of you don't trust white people on this app, which is fine, but she is a queer woman of color who has made very concise videos about this entire situation and Charm's comments in his lives, and there have been several victims whose much similar things have happened to them who have come forward with her, and she actually reached out to me and encouraged me to share my story. This is a pattern. Ruby is not the first person that he has done this to, and there, again, as I said, multiple victims who have come forward to Maxton, whose stories that she is sharing, so I highly encourage you to go check out her account.
I feel like I'm finally in a space where I can talk about everything that has gone down these past couple of days. I had to take a step back just to prioritize my mental health because it just became very overwhelming and I started to slip And I really needed to ground myself and come back when I was just in my right mind. But now I'm here and we have a lot to talk about. This is going to be kind of a long video and I'm going to be rambling a little bit, but I really need to get all of this off my spirit so that I can publicly take accountability the same way I publicly showed my ass, and just kind of demonstrate that I am able to grow and move forward from all of my mistakes and just set a good example for the community and people who look up to me and people who are just simply spectating me and my platform. First and foremost, I want to apologize to everyone who saw my behavior on display these last couple of days. The way that I reacted on those lives was completely inappropriate, and it's not the example that I need to be setting for anybody. You don't tell people about visiting bridges and jumping off of bridges. You don't tell people about Candyman and hooks and where they're gonna go. You don't tell people that there are B words and H words, regardless of the context, regardless if people found it funny, regardless if I found it funny, regardless of my intent and the meaning behind the words that I said. Those words were still very harmful, and they were harmful to a lot of different people. And I apologize not only for saying those things, but I apologize for not taking people's emotions and feelings into account when it was brought to my attention that what I was saying was harmful. I feel like the things that I said were just very hypocritical for a lot of reasons. Like, even if you look on my pinned video, it's like me saying this is a safe space for all witches, but then you look at the live and it's not giving it a safe space. It's just honestly, and even just as a devotee of Mother Hecate, this was also brought to my attention because I didn't realize this at first, but it's very hypocritical for me to be so devoted to a goddess who is the protector of women and children and then behave like that towards women. It just doesn't make any sense, and it's very embarrassing as a devotee to Mother Hecate. It's very embarrassing as an influencer with such a big platform. And I feel like as a man here on Witch Talk, I should have been using my platform to uplift women and demonstrate how you should respond to conflict rather than demonstrating how you shouldn't respond to conflict. Now, I know some people were saying like Charm said nothing wrong, like it was just a joke, like people are just too sensitive, but it really is that deep. Like when someone is saying that you and what you are saying is inherently problematic or harmful, it's not up to you to decide whether or not it's that deep. It's up to them. And if they say it's that deep, then it's that deep. You don't argue with people about their trauma and their oppression. You simply correct yourself and you educate yourself on why it is that you hurt those people so that you don't hurt people in the future. And I feel like with my platform being as big as it is, and me being a male within this space, I should have been way more careful with the words that I use. I should have been way more careful with the language that I use on that live, because anyone could have looked at my behavior and decided to emulate that behavior and spread even more hate within the community. I feel like overall, this situation has really taught me a lot, and it's been a blessing and a curse, because while this situation was very messy and it was really big and public, I feel like I was also taught a lot about my shadow self as well, like whether it be unpacking my own internalized misogyny, running my business better, responding to people in the correct way, regulating my emotions, watching what I post and the things that I say. I just feel like I've learned so much from this situation. And while I can't take back any of my mistakes, the only thing I can do at this point is make things right where things can be made right and just grow and demonstrate better behavior moving forward. Now, I really want to bridge from the original concept of this video and dive into another topic because I feel like it's something that I need to address and it is something that I need to speak on. I just want to preface this by saying I want to do this with the utmost respect. And I don't want any beef. I don't want any trouble or problems from anybody over this. But I absolutely have to talk about this because the accusations that Sag Moon Magic made against me, saying that I blackmailed her, is completely false. It's a lie. And like I said, I say this with the utmost respect, but nothing that she said was true. No one wrote my apology video. No one was blackmailing anyone. Me and Sag Moon had a great conversation, and we even had a third party involved within the phone call. Sag had claimed that I had coerced one of our mutuals to give me her phone number, and that is a lie because Sag Moon, in fact, gave me her phone number last year in September. And we had a conversation over the phone last year in September. I already had her phone number. We had also had multiple conversations over text with that same exact phone number via WhatsApp. This is me warning her about something that was coming her way. I just wanted her to be aware. And this is her asking me about someone who could possibly put her on into being a priestess of Apollo. This is also her in December, like basically asking like if she could refollow me on TikTok. This is me responding. It's just, you know, I don't know. I feel like we've had too many conversations with that same phone number for you to say that I coerced someone into giving me your number. Like, we talked with that same number multiple times. The reason that we were even on the phone in the first place was because I had asked her to delete her original video about me and the entire Ruby situation. I had posted a video trying to take accountability for everything, and she had made a follow-up video, and I felt like that video kind of reignited everything. She said that like my apology was like half-hearted and it like I just didn't really mean it. I don't know. It was just, I felt like her video just made things so much worse, and my mental health was already taking a very big hit at the time. And I just wanted to talk to her to see if we could come to some sort of resolution. As you can see here, this is me just reaching out to her, asking her if she can take down the original video. And then this thread is between me and the mediator because there was a third person on the phone call. This is the mutual who was on the phone with Sag Moon and I. Now, I'm not going to mention names and I'm not going to drag them into the situation. Me and this mutual aren't even on speaking terms anymore. But there was a third party involved, and this was a call that was actually set up. You can see here where the mediator is talking to Sag and talking about the phone call. This is just another screenshot where, you know, I guess Sag was kind of like saying how she felt. And then I told the mediator, just can you let her know to call me when she can? And then she said, absolutely. She said she texts you later today. I'm currently on the phone with her. Now, I didn't record this phone call because I thought it was a safe space. I thought that we were just going to talk about, you know, how we felt and then come to some sort of conclusion, which we did. But it's like the way it was spun afterwards, it just caught me so off guard, and it just made everything 10 times worse for me. Not only did she go on the internet and lie and say that I blackmailed her, but then she also claimed that I didn't even write my original apology video. And then she claimed that I blackmailed her into writing this apology video. And like I said, I was just taken aback because she told me on that phone call, she said, I have no ill will against you. I don't want to see you crash and burn. She was like, what do you have to lose? Like, you can literally just make a second video. Like, you don't have anything else to lose at this point. Like, and I believed her. Like, I really thought that she was a real one and that she was going to help me with what was going on. But it turns out like it was not a safe space at all. Now, I don't want to show this message because it's like it would kind of expose who I'm talking about because they posted about the message they sent me. But this is me talking to the mediator about how good the phone call was. And you can see like she's a real one. I really thought that she was a safe space for real. Like I said, I don't want people going and hating on Sag Moon, but I just need everyone to know that those accusations that she is making against me saying I blackmailed her, it's completely false. You don't just willy-nilly tell people on the internet that you're being blackmailed by another creator, especially a creator that's already going through like a scandal. Like, I feel like that was just really crazy. Like, I don't know. I don't like that. I did not appreciate that at all. And I had to make it known that that was not the case. With all that being said, I just want to apologize once again to everyone who I offended with my original vocabulary. And I also want to thank everyone who held me accountable while still supporting me. I feel like when it comes to taking accountability, you can't just say, I'm sorry. You actually have to learn and grow from your mistakes and demonstrate that growth moving forward. This is the last time that I'm going to be speaking about any of this. And I just hope that everyone has a great day. And please do not spread hate. I don't want any more drama. Bye.
I am so fucking done talking about this motherfucker. But she won't shut up. I thought we were free for a second. But Sag Moon Magic took a break from TikTok for approximately, 7 minutes. I need to be very fucking clear. I wasn't gonna say anything fucking else about her. I'm trying to let Mercury retrograde do its thing and take her as far away from me as fucking possible. Because I'm tired of seeing anything about her around. But as somebody that shares abbreviations on my fucking medical chart, I feel like I have to say something. Autism and bipolar disorder do not allow you or excuse you and your behaviors and the harmful bullshit that you are spewing tornado style into the world around you. It does not excuse racism. It does not excuse you just impulsively hexing the fuck out of people, scamming people. It doesn't excuse any of the fucking shit that you're doing, and you're making me foam at the fucking mouth! Dude, half of the battle as somebody with bipolar disorder is the fact that people like you treat people like shit. Pick your fucking shit. Dog, human, horse, bull, chicken. I don't give a fuck. Whatever type of shit you want to spew, pick your shit. That's the shit that you spew out of every orifice of your body. And people like you that make my life 10 times fucking harder when they hear I have bipolar disorder. Because it's people like you that give us a bad fucking name because you do nothing but harm people and then use it as an excuse to hurt people. And say, I can't be trusted. I have bipolar disorder and I'm a really pretty white lady. Fuck you! Oh! Oh my god! I lost friends the day I got diagnosed. Simply because they didn't want to be friends with someone that would end up hurting them. I didn't behave any differently. But the stigma surrounding bipolar disorder is so fucking prevalent, especially because of people like motherfucking you. You're gonna get what's coming to you. I don't believe necessarily in karma. That's not my shit to disperse. However, I do believe the universe has a magical way of working. And oh my god, if you keep on this shit, it's gonna fucking come to get you. I don't know how the fuck you keep getting around it, but shit is catching the fuck up with you. It's catching the fuck up with you. And whatever comes for you, you fucking deserve it. Fuck you.
Supporting a creator who shows tendencies of picking on BIPOC and POC creators really is that serious. I am back in my home. I'm not I was scrolling yesterday on TikTok last night before I went to bed, and organically I'm seeing stitches of people stitching Sag's recent video. And this is not my normal content. Y'all know that. And I keep getting comments as well, people being like, oh, move on. Other videos people making saying let it go, but y'all don't understand how serious this is. And I genuinely worry about somebody else being the next target. The ones who keep saying, oh, y'all need to let it go, y'all need to let it go, it didn't affect you. So of course it's easy for you to say, oh, let it go, let it go, let it go. It did not affect you. Why would I want to sit back and allow somebody to now also have to try to get therapy to see if they can afford therapy because, this economy right now, and trying to get the help that they need because of some creator who just can't stop picking on people, right? And I'm watching the stitch, and I was like, okay, let me actually go to the page and look. I'm reading the comments, and obviously the comments are just, she had to have filtered these comments or deleted the people holding her accountable. And I'm seeing some familiar names in the community. Familiar names who are supporting her, enabling her, if you will. Larger. So I would say over 100,000 followers as larger creators in the community enabling her. And what are they? White. Very important. Because you know how important it is to have white voices, especially white women voices, speaking up for what's right and what's ongoing. It is that serious. I'm literally shaking. It is that fucking serious. Because people who are not BIPOC or POC, specifically BIPOC, would not understand the shit that we have to experience. Calling us aggressive, that we're acting aggressive, that we're being mean and all this kind of stuff could get us killed. Yes, it is that serious. Making accusations like that could get us killed. And if you want to talk about me in specific, calling me aggressive, saying that I had aggressive behavior when I show the receipts and she did not show any receipts. People automatically running with that narrative about me. Oh, she's a bully. I knew she wasn't a nice person. You know what I mean? That could get somebody killed because people do blindly believe people without seeing all the facts. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is right now. But I just wanted to point out there are larger white creators who are siding with her in those comment sections. And I need y'all to pay attention. Maybe a lot of y'all don't care. Maybe a lot of y'all don't care. I do. Because I refuse to just... The screenshots were shown, how she treated me and all this kind of stuff. That really just goes to show, like, where they stand. Like, they must just not like me. That's the only thing I can chalk it up to. If you're still siding with her and all the shit that she did to me. Like, if we want to talk about me. Okay. And before anybody starts going, oh, don't give them your energy, don't give them your energy. Remember, my words are up. My life speaks for itself. All of that is fine. But I'm still allowed to use my voice. Because that's not right. That is not fucking right. And that says a lot about these people. We got to use our discernment here. There's no way that, like, I don't understand how you can mix being in spirituality and support racism and enable somebody who's clearly come on. It's interesting to me because she's honestly the one who actually started the whole mess. It was Alicia, not Sag, who started the entire mess. And unfortunately, I feel like it's something that we're just never gonna know the why in regards to, or like the how, like were they in a group chat together or something like that. And she's lucky, like I say that, and I say that with my chest, that she's lucky that I technically spared her. Because honestly, when this whole shit took off last year with Sag, because remember, Alicia started it, she saw the kind of crap that they started getting from people who were questioning them, especially when I posted receipts. Because how are you going to write a comment, which I've shared over and over and over, that Alicia wrote on Sag's video, saying like she's just not who she says she is in private. It is what it is, with a heart. Insinuating that I'm mean. Then when I go and post the screenshots of our entire conversation, I don't know if she thought because she blocked me that I wouldn't be able to see those, but I made sure, something told me, something in my gut that night when we were having that conversation, something told me maybe I should screenshot this just in case. I wasn't expecting her to block me or anything either. I screenshotted it before she blocked me. Remember, that video does still exist. And in that video that Sag continues to reference, or continued back then to reference, like, oh, Anastasia's making all these videos. Actually, I only made one, and it was addressing Alicia, who started the whole thing. 2, having white girl tears, saying that I ruined her business. When in reality, in that video, highly recommend y'all watch that video because it's still up. I showed screenshots of her profile before everything started, and was when me and her were talking, and then after everything ended, she gained followers. She gained hundreds, actually. She gained followers. So hurt her business where? Hurt her business where? That's defamation. That is 110% defamation. And I do have a video of her downloaded that she had posted and then deleted. I haven't posted anything about her because I never felt the need to. Even though she's just as, I wouldn't say she's just as guilty, but had she had not went to Sag, we wouldn't be here in the first place. You know what I mean? But in her video, she's addressing Sag and all that other stuff, and then saying things like, I don't care about Anastasia. I don't care about Anastasia. And like visibly distraught. And I really think that they were not expecting people to question, or maybe they weren't expecting me to respond at all or post screenshots of our conversation debunking. It's just really dangerous when 2 white women come online and they're spouting things saying that another person, a black woman, tried to ruin her business, and saying that I did ruin her business when I didn't. And in reality, and they kept trying to fake the, oh, we want the best for her. We want the best for her. But yet you guys keep trying to clown me and then liking comments of people being mean to me in their comment sections. So she's not innocent in this at all. She started it. She actually started it. And the most important part of the conversation is the fact of them trying, like white creators trying to smear black creators, and they didn't do anything. No apology, no nothing. I never got an apology from Alicia since she started the whole thing. I never got an apology. Never. I never felt the need to address her after anything, because Sag is the one, honestly, who did it all. But being so for real, Alicia started it. Had she had not went to Sag, I don't know how that works. I don't know what happened. Probably never will know. Had she had not went to Sag and however that conversation happened, we wouldn't be here. All of this would have never happened. Like, I just couldn't imagine getting all upset that people are pissed off at you because you guys started spreading a lie that wasn't true. And I have nothing but receipts. You all spread lies that I was a mean person. Then all of a sudden, other larger creators, like big creators, started jumping in on ganging up on me, agreeing, being like, I would never talk to somebody like that. Insinuating that I'm mean, and y'all agreeing with those two white women that I am mean when I debunked that I wasn't. I honestly think that's terrible. And I think, in my opinion, unforgivable, because I had to deal with that. And they got to sit back and laugh while people were tearing me apart.
I'm gathered here today to mourn the diva formerly known as Sag Moon Magic. Unfortunately, she is no longer with us because a very powerful group of wizards with big wieners placed a death curse on her. But now the spicy diva is in a better place. She is in the deep fiery depths of Tartarus, probably having margaritas with Hades, and frankly, we love that for her. This would normally be the part of the funeral where I say some nice things about the deceased, but according to this file given to me by the internet, she's nothing but a massive bitch and a big old hoe who doesn't know when to shut her fucking mouth. Because in that case, it's rather good things played out the way that they did. Here, the diva formerly known as Sag Moon Magic's will and testament, if you will. It says here that all proceeds and any funds remaining in my bank account will be donated to Divas Without Borders. Lovely. As a final tribute to the diva formerly known as Sag Moon Magic, I will now recite this song about sea lions in her honor, because I heard she liked them a rather unusual amount. She was a sea lion on the land, and now she's in the sea and the sky. She was a sea lion in the land, and now she's in the sky. Rest in peace, diva.
What the fuck was that? What the? How old are you? Because you're way too old to be acting like this. This is genuinely so embarrassing. Instead of just taking accountability and being a better person, you just do this. Okay. She's just completely lost it, I guess, because what the fuck was that?
Have you considered hiring a witch? Maybe a witch who has autism and really...
Sag Moon is scamming you with her spell work. Let's talk about it. So just want to preference this, that magic spells work better when they're done by you, not by other people. So when you first log on to Sag Moon's website, you see that there are a bunch of different tabs that you can pick for a bunch of different kinds of spells. One of the things that she offers on her website are jar spells. These jar spells are actually priced pretty decently, around anywhere from $17 to $35 for a singular jar spell. The scam comes in with customization. So say you don't want one of her basic jar spells for $35. You need it for something more specific. So you ask for a custom jar spell from her. This is what she's going to charge you for that custom jar spell. Tell me why any form of customization bumps the price up to almost $800. That is almost a 2,000% markup from her original spell work. That alone is absolutely insane. But let's keep going because it gets worse. So say you want her to read your tarot cards. Guess how much that's going to cost you? Yeah, you read that right. 15 minutes, almost $200. Astronomically insane. Like, my brain cannot comprehend that. In this day and age, where Google is free, you can learn to read tarot off Google for free. But no, you want to learn it from this girl? You're going to pay almost $200 for it. Again, that is about a 2,000% markup. And God forbid you want your spell work done in a timely manner, not waiting months for you to get your spell work done. That's going to cost you $500 for the spell work, and then it's going to cost you $800 for her to speed that process up. This is the evidence. She is charging $888 to give you your spell work faster. But I think the cherry on top of the cake is if you go into her terms and conditions on her website. Let's read. Here, under the first term and condition, it literally says that her spell work is for entertainment purposes only. Why are we charging people thousands of dollars for entertainment only spell work? Her third term and condition is that there are no guarantees for her spell work, which means if you pay this girl thousands of dollars, there's a chance your spell isn't gonna work at all. And then you would have literally wasted thousands of dollars. Do with that information what you want, but I'm just here saying, do your own spell work for free because it's going to work better than you handing this girl thousands of dollars for you to get nothing.
So let me get this straight. You mean to tell me that you got in contact with this man's abuser? Let me say that again. As an SA survivor, you got in contact with another survivor's abuser to find out information in order to do baneful workings on this person based off of a rumor. Do you hear how that sounds? Go, what?